Hello, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator out of Prescott Valley, Arizona, and I've been a demonstrator now for over 22 years, and I'm wanting to share with you today a fun fold card. It's a simple fun fold. You've probably seen it multiple times. It's a Z fold, and it opens in a fun way using the Country Birdhouse. I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera. The Country Birdhouse bundle. It's out of the annual catalog, has a wonderful set of dies. It's the first time I've used this set, and the Country Birdhouse, and I did it for a swap. I participate in 1 to 2 swaps every month with fellow demonstrators, but I also wanted to point out that Stampin' Up! Had free shipping on Tuesday, July the 23rd, but because of some internet issues worldwide, they've decided to extend that through Wednesday, July 24th. And so I want to make sure that's there. I've got a host code here. I'm going to push my little greeting here, but that'll be sitting there the whole time. That's my current host code. And let's go ahead and just tell you how fast this, it's going to go together really quick. A lot of it I've already done. You're going to have a half a sheet horizontally cut, 8.5 by 5.5. You're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Well, excuse me, 2 1/8, yes, and 4 1/4 along that 8.5 inch side. You're also going to want some scraps, and one of them you're going to want 3 1/4 by just around 4. This might be just a little bit more. That's for that birdhouse. Then you're going to want 2 pieces, and I think this one is at 1 7/8. Yes, 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. This one should be 5 3/8 long as well. Yes, I think so. And by 2. And then you're also going to want some assorted scraps. I've got some scraps of Night of Navy, which is what this color is. You're going to want some scraps of a green. I'm going to use Old Olive, and I'm also going to use Fresh Freesia. And then you're going to want some scraps out of the Country Woods Designer Series paper and some basic white. So let's kind of get going on how this will all go together. Let's first get our parts and our pieces before I go on all that assembling. So you're going to take the birdhouse from the from Country Birdhouse. I'm going to use some Misty Moonlight. You could use basic black. Oh, we don't have basic black. Haven't had basic black in years. You could use Tuxedo Black Memento. That would work as well. You're going to stamp it. You're going to pull out that coordinating die. I'll clean my block after a bit here. And we're going to cover all the pieces we're going to stamp. So you're going to cut that out using the coordinating die, the largest, the outlined one there. And I'm going to grab my pieces here. I've got all these parts and pieces. I throw things on the floor. All the parts and pieces so that we didn't have to sit and pull that out. So I've gone ahead and I've cut that out. Already there. I need to clean my hands. And I've also cut out of the die set this little scalloped piece, and I told you some of those from the Country Woods. I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight. That's another one of these dies. So all of these different little pieces. I also cut a flower and a leaf set. And then there's this die here, and I'm not sure what its purpose was, but I can tell you what I did with it. It's this one here. I'm going to set this kind of out of the way for the moment. And then you're going to want to stamp that little bird. I went ahead and already have done that, and I've already cut him out. And let's see where we're going to stamp. So then there are these little flourishes. I'm not sure what you'd call them. And I've got my Misty Moonlight here. And these stamp so well right on this little scallop. Line it up, stamp it in there. Very little stamping on this particular swap that I'm doing, but I love that it goes together really well. But let's go ahead and color then our bird so that he's all done. And I'm going to use some petal pink for the bird's belly. And I'm going to use, and these are our Stampin' Blends. They work real well with Tuxedo Black Memento. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Daffodil Delight for its beak. And then I've got the lighter version of Boho Blue, which is what this is. And I'm going to color just around here. It'll blend a little bit into the belly to kind of get this going. I guess I also need to do his feet. I don't know why I always call him he, but I do anyway. So come like so. I loved how quickly this goes together. I am a simple stamper. I am not someone who does over the top. It's a very rare thing for me to do. So get just a little bit of color into his feet. Stampin' Blends all come in two sets, sets of two, a light and a dark version of the color. So then we can go ahead and assemble our birdhouse. And so that's my next phase I want to do. I'm going to grab my multi-purpose liquid glue and I'm going to put it directly to, I say that and then I'm questioning whether I'm really doing that. So I'm going to put some dots here for this piece, which is going to go over. And I want to make sure that I've lined everything up. It fits in there so perfectly if you do it right. And sometimes when you're on camera, that can be a bit of a challenge. So we're going to try to get this here. I'd already done part of this with adhesive sheets. Whoops, wrong pick. Hold on here. Let's grab my scissors. I just need something that's sharp enough to release that off. But I didn't do it on the whole thing, so I'm still going to have to put a little bit of adhesive. And liquid glue really is so fast on this. So I'm going to do the liquid glue. There's my holder. There's my holder. So then I'm going to lay this right on top. All these little tiny pieces, but they just make a really big impact. So I'm going to put that there. Okay, then I'm going to take and put my roof. Am I covering all that up? You know what? I did cover that all up. I'm going to pull that back. Helps, Amy, if you do everything in the right way. See, if you catch it before it gets glued down, you can make less of a mess. I'm going to stick it right on top because I know what's going to happen if I don't do this. There we go. Okay, so I need to put my roof before it gets stuck on something else. I think it was meant to go and reveal a little more. I'll show you my finished one. I think I must have put that on last. Then I'm going to put some glue down here. Grab it again. You can come and do it so simple. And I'm going to put a little bit here and a little dot here. So I'm going to stick my base of my birdhouse here. That covers that up just really nicely. Then I'm going to stick my circle in the center of the birdhouse for my peephole, if I can get it to stay put. There we go. And then I've got this little center, which I found sits into this perch Normally you'd have a stick coming out of that for the bird. It does that so well. And so I'm going to then just take my bird, put some adhesive on the back, put it on the front, and then I want to put my leaves down. Just a little bit, and we got one more thing to glue down. So hold on. Gonna bring a hit over here and a little on that on the flower. I'm gonna offset just a little bit there. I think that looks really good. And then we can start assembling the card, which goes together so fast. That's part of what I love about these simple ones. So I'm using just some basic white thick. That's what this card base is. I'm going to fold it in half along that 4 1/4 inch score mark. Grab out my bone folder. It gives me a nice crisp fold without fingernail marks, especially if you wear fingernail polish, that can be an issue. And then it's going to come back toward me. This is my simple Z-fold card. So then it's going to open this way. And then I'm going to attach my papers, and I'm going to just use my multi-purpose liquid glue. You see that I used the exact same piece, but I'm showcasing both sides with this card. It doesn't take a lot of paper, which is another fun thing about it. And this paper is I'll have to look it up. I think it is Country Inn. I'll have to look it up here in a minute, and I will tell you for sure what it is. But put it on the other side. This will go on that folding flap. Put my fingers to work today. I'm going to line up on this side. And I never can decide if this particular print had a right side or not, or a top and a bottom, like so. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to adhere the birdhouse just on this half. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to want adhesive over here. I'm going to put a line. It's about halfway, and I'm going to come over like so. I want the back side of the bird to get in there as well. And pick it up and not drop it on this side. And then you can decide how far up and down you want it. I want mine pretty much halfway. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to press it just a second. And just like that, it'll open and close. Isn't that cool? Then I want to put a greeting on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on my liquid glue. And pull out Misty Moonlight one more time. And I've got the stamp that says Hello Friend, because I just think that'd be a nice greeting to have on the inside. It keeps it simple. I want it far enough over that it's going to get covered up. There's enough left here for a greeting, so I can continue to write a little note. I have space over here if I wanted to that would be completely hidden. And the nice thing is this is something that will sit on the desk so nicely, or on a mantle. A great way to have a keepsake that goes on and on when you give it to a friend. So, whoops, almost went all over the place with my slides. So thanks again for joining me. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, happy stamping.